As you can see and probably tell, I'm going through screensavers to find some screensavers for people overseas if they want to see one of my shots and they want the full SMEG version. You know, you can just sort of, you know, have a look, you know, and is that good enough for you as a screensaver sort of thing, or do you want something a bit better? You know, if you've got your own favourite particular one that you want, let me see, what's this one? Yeah, something like that one. You want that as a screensaver, or you've got one on the internet you know of, well, we just go down and we see what's there. You know, I don't know if this is any good. Might be out of focus. Let's have a look. Well, something like that. Or, you know, I've got tons of these things. The reason I'm doing this because I'm not a stingy person, you know, and I've recently got a macro lens because I went out doing all this stuff because Ziggy wanted to see all the tentacle heads, and this was in 2008 I did all this, and I tried and tried and tried, and then I think is it Elvis Pullman or one of his other camera buddies told me there's no way I'm going to actually get the tentacle heads that I want because I didn't have a macro lens or something like that. So, you know, but now I do have a macro lens, so if you just want like a general shot, see, most people don't realise that when I take these shots, I always like to take the general shots moving into all these close-ups sort of things. So, you know, you can move over there and have a look a bit there and move a bit like over there. So this is what I do. I do all this extra work. I mean, that's what I always get put down for things, but I do all these extras for people. I mean, is that a better one? I don't know until I see it. Let's preview that one. That's a preview, but that's not the actual screen thing, is it? Let's see if it goes to that one. Is it going to go? Is that the same or not? I don't know. Can't tell at this sort of speed. But you know, I've got things like this, them growing in. Is this going to change? Yes, it is. Growing in the tire tracks. Can you see that? That one there is growing in the tire track. Now that's not really good as a photograph on Facebook, or maybe not even on the ICPS, but on Terraform forums and as a screensaver, yeah, I mean, look at that, the quality of the photograph, of the contrast, I would say. See, that's a caterpillar track. See the caterpillar track? And they like to grow in these areas like that, these disturbed soil sites. So, you know, I've got all of these things because I went out for Ziggy. I went out days after days after days to get Ziggy, to get all this stuff for him. But, you know, he's been a bit stingy, I think. Because, you know, what? See, I go out to get things like this, and then I'll go out and get a close-up, so he can see how it grows in real life sort of thing. I've done all this work, and all I asked for was 100 DVDs, not for myself, so I could send them out to all my friends in Australia, from childhood to friends I knew, which were friends of my dad, who were working on the Batavia over in Western Australia, and things like that. I mean, is that too much to ask after, what, nearly 40 years, I suppose? I mean, I'm not asking too much, am I? What's this one like? It's probably out of focus, is it? Let's have a look. Yeah, so you can see we've even got ones with all sorts of insects and things in the traps. And see, that's what we discovered is, because I went out just taking photographs just for the snap heads, I inadvertently picked up all these different types of insects. So now they've got an automatic record, an unbiased record, I might add, of all the various different types of insects. Because Ziggy has this theory that it's mainly springtails, and I keep telling him that springtails in Australia are very hard to find, except if you're around bulrushes and things like that. So I keep telling him to get that thought out of your mind. It's not strictly true, you know. I mean, you got ones like this, when they're a bit smaller, you got the insects and you got the things like that in there, and you know. But I've got some nice sunlight ones. This is just one file though. That's what I'm saying. I've got about 10 of these files with all this number of shots in them, and I wasn't even trying. What I did learn from this series is to brace the camera against the tripod. That's the trick for getting these really close ones. Like one, like, I don't know if this one will show up or not. Can you see that? That's getting pretty close. Not quite right, but you know, I kept trying. And where's the one here? Probably this one's a little bit better. I don't know if this is the one, but that's a little bit better. You're going to see you've got focus on there, and you can even see the tentacle heads, and you can see the different type of tentacle heads. See, this is what's so amazing about this plant. That has one spine, but some of the other tentacle heads you see have two spines on them. You know, and the speed at which these tentacles move, I just wonder whether those spines, what look like bits of paper, you know, the thinness of a bit of paper sort of thing, if they come up and go into the insect's body. Because did you watch that Mythbusters episode when, is it Jamie or Adam, I can't remember which one, the one a bit like me with a red beard, anyway, throws playing cards at a dartboard, and if you do it at the right speed and the right angle, you can get a playing card to go into a dartboard. Well, I wonder, because this moves so fast now, they've clocked it at 80 milliseconds, that's getting down to human speed, whether at that speed this thing bends up and goes into the insect body. Is that what they've captured or something like that? I don't know. As I say, you know, I can't get any information out of this chap. You know, he's not even... First of all, it's a certain publication date, then apparently it's fallen through, but I can't even get him to show me some graphical evidence. Because I said to him, look, I'm quite happy to wait to Christmas or the New Year, if possible. You just have to show me some evidence. I'm a scientist. Show me the evidence, and I will believe. You know, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah, and then you got these things that I try to get general shots and they failed and things like that. You know, it's like it's too crowded, and I've got other ones. You know, if you've got a favourite one down there that you've seen and it's not quite good enough or something, and you still like it, or tell me. And see, you've got all this other stuff around here. These are micro salicordia or sandfire. So if you go to Kangaroo Island, it's very salty over there around the American River region. And you have normal sized sandfires, but these are all micro sandfires. So this is indicative of a salty soil. So there you go. I mean, so this plant likes a somewhat salty soil. So you know, that's what you want to look into. But we'll see. I think I've exhausted this one. I think we should go to another one, but I can't go very quickly without turning the camera off. Oh, here I see. I've even got what do you call them? Mega shots. You know, where I've joined like 3 photographs together to get you a nice big of what it looks. See the caterpillar tractor marks there, and you'll see like, oh, there's one there, and there's another one there. But you can only see this if you actually get the screenshot. You see, that's what I'm saying. If you want to see one of these, or if you want a particular type, just ask. I've probably got it somewhere in my collection. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not a stingy. I've never been a stingy person. You know, there I was at Kennington Swamp in 1974, thinking about other people saying, "Oh, this is interesting. Other people want to know about this," and that's how I got that photograph. You see, I always begged my dad to take that photograph, and couldn't work out why he was so hesitant to about taking a photograph. But of course, it goes back to the fact that the photograph taken, his dad goes off to war and gets killed, and then another one of these family things gets taken, he gets polio. You can see that, you know, he was worried that if he took a photograph of me on this sort of occasion, something bad would happen to me. And yes, lo and behold, it did. About 3 or 4 months later, I got whacked on left of field by a psychosexual event which I never saw coming. And yes, you know, I've always sort of been left sort of wondering, you know. The kid most likely didn't see this coming because he wasn't really prepared for it. Nobody told me, I think, is the John Lennon song that really sums it all up. So there you go. Anyway, that's enough of this talkie, I think. If you want, I could probably make you another one of another set of